So as pointed by a few friends that they were having issues with the alignment of the Plenum, here's a different way of installing it. This way you can ensure that your Plenum is aligned. Probably this would have been a better way of showing everyone how to do it, but I'm going to do it right now and remake only the Plenum part again. So if you have a misalignment issue in the Plenum, your rod is going to rub against the brim here, and it's going to damage this part of the Plenum, right? So in order to make sure this doesn't happen, you can do the following method. So I'll go step by step. So first we take this part of the Plenum, and then here's our rod. Sorry if I'm going to be out of focus for a few seconds. So we're going to lube this right here. We'll put some lube on here. This is the lube we used, silicone oil. Then we just take this and carefully insert this through. You have to do this before you tighten that, because if you don't do it and you tighten the thing, this might get like compressed from the side a little bit, and then you will damage the o-ring inside. There are o-rings inside in there that you'll end up having to replace. At this point, you take the rod here and you push the rod in. Let me show you. So you can see there's a small hole here. So you take the rod, you slowly wiggle it in. Make sure you don't cut the o-rings here, but I have to do it. Hold on. Let me see how I can hold this and do it at the same time. So as you can see, the small hole is aligned exactly where the center line is. You go like this, but don't count on that only. So here now it's aligned. I haven't done anything else. I have just made sure it's aligned perfectly fine, and the easiest way to find that out is that this should be even distance from both sides, and the most of the extra metal should be exposed at the bottom here. So if you physically look, the distance on this side, the metallic distance from this and the body from this side should be equal to the metallic distance from the body from the other side, and the bottom one should be the maximum distance here. So once this is done, then you can tighten this screw on this side, this grub screw. So you can tighten this one. It's fully tight. Now this cannot rotate anymore. At this time I can push. I can put that Plenum at the back, or I can push the rod in like this all the way here, and I have this exposed here. So the first thing is we take the spring like this. Take the spring guide or hammer weight, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to put some very light droplet of lube on this here, and I'm going to put this on like this, and then I take my hammer, slide the hammer in like this. It should all fall in its place, and at this time I take this one and I'm going to screw this. I have to remove the grease that I put over here earlier. I'm going to take, I should use a degreaser, but right now I don't have one. And then I just take this and do a reverse thread first and then slowly thread it on. Okay, I'm going to start recording after it's done. Here you might need a small Allen key to torque this from here. Put this in and torque like this one, right? Something that fits in here. Anyway, I'm going to screw that in and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, you can see that it's all tightened up. At this point, I'm going to leave it here for now. Leave this one here as well. And you can see the other video where I installed this in the block. I'm going to open the block again. I'm just showing you how to align it properly. So this one is connected to the block. The flat part of the valve housing goes in here, aligned with this particular screw. I have tightened this completely and I've inserted this in and screwed the grub screw in the block. This time I carefully put this here like this and carefully align it without pressing the hammer spring in. I'm going to do that now. Hammer rod in all the way. So hammer rod has to stay here, and I'm just going to screw it carefully. I have to lube the O-ring here and the delrin here a little bit, and then I'll start showing you how to do when it's on. As you can see, I didn't press the rod inside. I just put this on the thread, and now I'm just going to turn it around like this and screw it in. You can see I've turned it in. I can still turn it in further, like, you know, if I put some pressure on it. See, I can turn it more, but it's going to stop on this side. Then it's not going to be aligned. Right? So I'm going to reverse it back till it's aligned completely and the gun is completely straight right there. I'm not going to screw this in fully as yet. So this is screwed in completely. This is screwed in completely. This thread is not 100% screwed in. Like, you know, there is half a, like a quarter or half of a twist left in it, but because there's an O-ring here, it's going to seal when I pressurize it. So now I'm going to just take the gun, make it upside down like this, like not make it straight like this, and then put the remaining part of the gun together. I'm going to do that. First thing I do is put this here, this here. There. Let's put in, align properly, lift the whole top plate, put it exactly like this on, and I'm just going to lightly tighten this, not too much, very lightly, not tighten, but actually just sort of so it stays in its place. That's it. See, it's not tight, it's just in its place. Everything is very lightly screwed in, like just enough so the plate doesn't fall off. Right. At this point, I take my barrel. This is just for before I even do that, I'm just going to slowly take this and push it in, just slightly, and I should see it coming right there. See if it's aligned properly. This should just go in place perfectly right there. If you can see it, but it goes in without any resistance. Okay. At this point, I'm going to take this part. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to tighten this one. Not too much power, just enough to tighten it. Now here's the spring here. The rod is in there, spring is in it. I'm just going to put one small drop of lube on the spring, just so you know the thing slides in. The end of the rod just slides in properly on the spring. Insert the spring in there. take this end, carefully align it, and sorry, it's difficult to do with one hand. We'll tighten it till it's on line number 4. That's where I like to start normally, and that's where it doesn't touch the barrel shroud around this place. Right, so I have it there, everything is lined up. At this point I'm just going to cock the gun here. It is cocking. It's cocking easily. At this point I take the barrel, I insert the barrel in here. Barrel should install easily, the gun should load easily. There should be no issue in cocking the gun, or there should be an even gap between the plenum and the barrel. At this point we tighten all these screws and we put everything back together. So before even tightening the gun, we have to put the cylinder in, pressurize, and see if there's any leakage. If there is none, then we can tighten all the screws.